our Hitman Agent 47 panelists. Please welcome to the stage Rupert Friend and Hannah Ware. Hey, there they are. Come on right in here, darling. Come right in here. Give it up for these guys. Their first time in Nerd HQ. Be gentle. Be gentle. It's very intimate, as you can see. It's very intimate. William Shatner had two people sit on his lap. So if you guys feel like you're in the mood, you can do that. Or you can sit in their lap. That also works. As some of you may know, Zachary Quinto was supposed to join us. He couldn't. He is busy shooting a very, very big movie called Star Trek. And I think it was just because he has half an eyebrow now. He couldn't come actually because of his eyebrows. So I will be your de facto Zach for the... I will try and get a hold. I'll text him any questions you might have, and I'll even try to answer in his voice if I can.
I'd like to hear that.
Yeah. I mean, just for you guys. So, like I told these guys backstage, and like you guys know, this is your time. This is their time. Who has any questions? Raise your hand. Not everybody at once. Does anybody have any questions about Hitman Agent 47? Nobody? Somebody? Oh, it's very difficult to see back there. Oh, right back there. Yeah.
Okay, we saw the trailer over at Hall & H a little while ago. How much training did you have to go to, or how much of that was effects to be able to do some of that physicality for both of you?
I'll go first. A lot is the really boring answer. Is a lot. Effects-wise, the effects are mostly to do with kind of backdrops. The action is pretty much all me, actually. I have the scars to prove it. Yeah, we trained with Filipino knife fighting dudes, judo dudes, Muay Thai dudes. We did a lot of leg stuff, garrote stuff, twin gun stuff. It was pretty full on, yeah.
It looks like it turned out very well.
Thank you.
Hannah?
Yeah, I had just as much training, if not a bit more, because Rupert, obviously being Quinn from Homeland, is very, very good at gun technique and things, and I started from scratch. So I'm training with disassembling guns, and we do this whole kind of dance that you'll see if you watch the movie, which is exciting and bloodshed and...
Not a real dance.
Well, sort of.
Fighting.
Well, a fighting dance. You haven't seen it before, so...
Yeah.
Do you find that fight choreography is kind of like dance choreography, right? I mean, you're kind of like learning steps, you know the other partner's moves, and y'all got to work in sync, otherwise somebody gets really, really hurt.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's slightly more at stake if it goes wrong.
Yeah.
Just kind of like...
Yeah, as opposed to like, you stepped on my foot, or you poked my eye out.
Yeah, or you missed the beat.
Yeah.
Or you broke my arm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How was being bald the whole time, by the way?
It's literally cool. It does. Have you ever done it?
I've never done it. No, there was a role at one point that I almost had to do it, and I was kind of looking forward to because you don't. When do you get to do that in real life? You're always like, I don't know.
No, it's great. You're always ready.
Yeah, you are. Just a lot of powder. Just like make sure we're not shiny.
But in Berlin in February, you're cold as all hell. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. That's chilly.
And the whole barcode thing, obviously.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Yes. Oh, actually, you guys, you get to pick. This is your panel. You pick.
All right. Young lady in the black T-shirt.
Yes. Score. Oh, did you turn it off? What happened?
I gave her the Duff one.
I don't know. Is there a switch?
You want to switch?
Here, you can have mine.
Switch mics.
Oh, try that one. Here, try 1 of 7. 8. We have to try 1 of 8.
Better?
Better! Wow, yes.
Okay, sorry. So if you do actually text Zach, tell him he was awesome in Glass Menagerie.
Fantastic, I'll get on that.
But I was just wondering, since we're at, the pretty much nerd headquarters of the world, I was actually wondering, do you guys have, like, your own nerd passion? Like, are you secretly, like, Trekkies? Or, like, do you just collect comic books or something like that?
Yeah, I'm a complete Hearthstone geek. It's I don't know if you know, it's, like, 100% obsessed with that. Oh, look at that. Amazing. Is that full of cards? Where'd you get that from? Why didn't I get one of those? I have this total dream to voice a character from Hearthstone, and maybe get it, an original one drawn, and I just can't figure out what the power would be. So, suggestions welcome. What the special thing would be.
No, not well. I love. Well, I've always loved since I was little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but
Yes.
really, really loved them. Was really excited about last year, but that's it. Really, I'm not a big gamer. I need to start.
Yeah,
That's what-
our fight director was Leonardo in that.
I was a bit starstruck.
Yeah, he actually does that jumping over his own head thing.
Wait, is Leonardo your favorite turtle?
I think so. I think he's the most kind of calm. I think he has the most sort of dignity, gravitas of the four.
Leonardo leads.
Leonardo leads.
Donatello
does
does
machines.
machines.
So
Raphael is cool, but
cruel.
rude.
But yeah. And Michelangelo's
Michelangelo.
a party.
He's a party dude. I love that you know that. Hannah, was Leonardo your favorite turtle?
No, Michelangelo's my favorite.
Yeah! Because you're crazy like that. Yeah. And you like pizza.
Yeah.
They all kind of like pizza, didn't they? Hey, what is this, by the way? Is it Hearthstone?
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone?
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone?
Stone.
What is Hearthstone?
It's like a lisping sort of game.
It's about time the world had one of those.
You're in my hearth, in my mind. It's amazing, man.
Is it a card game?
Yeah, it's a card trading.
Is it like, it's a card trick game?
No, trading.
Oh,
of
card
like,
trading.
But like upper level, like modern. You explain.
Solid.
So it's a collectible card game.
Okay.
You can't actually trade. You just kind of have to like spend more money.
Is it like Magic the Gathering? Do you actually play with the cards?
Yeah, it's like Magic the Gathering, except you can't trade the cards.
You're not
Online.
like the bylaws are. You're not allowed to trade them.
Cannot. The mechanism does not
Oh
exist.
damn.
Yeah.
That's some strict rules.
Yeah. But
Okay.
it's really fun.
Just play. All right, solid. That's a good explanation. Thank you very much. Next question.
Lady in the blue.
Hi, thank you for being here, first of all. Welcome to Nerd HQ, for those
Thanks
of us
for
that are... Rupert, I wanted to know what was the best lesson you learned from Homeland that you then applied to Hitman?
How to shoot myself and not cry while the cameras are still rolling. And I mean literally. In Homeland, I got shot by the guy standing next to me whose bullet came out and hit me in the neck. And then in Hitman, I shot myself by turning the gun the wrong way and firing a bullet into the floor, and it shot. And in both cases, we just kept going because it felt churlish to sort of. Also, I knew it would be an outtake on YouTube, and I would just be the guy who got shot and then stopped and asked for help, and I didn't. I just thought, just keep going, friend. Just keep going for the fans, for you guys. So thanks for appreciating that.
Was it the brass that ejected from the gun?
I love the brass.
Oh, no, I'm just saying because typically when you're making a movie or a television show, you're not shooting actual bullets. But there is brass. There are the cartridges that will eject from the gun.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it comes out as fast and as hot and as jagged. Just it doesn't have any.
He got really hurt. That's what he's trying to say.
Thanks, Han.
Just under the bus.
Yeah.
There's that looks like somebody in the back there.
Hi, sorry. When it came to training and doing all the guns and stuff, what was your favorite part? Like what gun or what knife or you do a lot of stuff, so I'm curious about which part you liked.
Do you have a favorite?
A favorite gun? I don't know. I think I remember leaving a whole bunch in the hotel in Berlin. I think they might still be there.
Leaving guns.
Well, we got to practice and take them home, and I think I remembered
You left.
I
your
left
gun
a
at
whole
home?
bunch of fire. I probably did. Which one was my favorite? No, I actually didn't have a favorite. No, not really.
That's true, I'd
It was the
forgotten.
one which was the smallest because I have smaller hands.
But we did
Rupert,
get to
and
take them home. I'd forgotten that.
They
We got
really
to
let
take
you
home.
take real
Yeah.
guns home
I
or
did,
were they
yeah.
like prop guns that
Well-
kind of moved in the same way? Because
No,
if
I
you
had
left
the
real
things,
guns in a hotel
I had
room
the
in
real
Berlin,
things at home. Yeah.
production might be in a lot of trouble right now.
They might be.
I remember the armorer kind of zip tied the thing shut, and he was like this very severe German guy. And
Very.
You're like, he said, you mustn't, whatever you do, let this zip tie be opened. And I was like, it's a zip tie. It's not like a padlock. It's this little bit of plastic.
It's scissors.
Yeah, exactly. If I put it in the car, I had to zip tie it. But I took them home, yeah, and practiced with them.
That's awesome.
Um,
Wait, just handguns or also long guns like
No,
rifles?
no, handguns.
handguns.
Okay,
The
just
silver
handguns.
ballers. The
Okay.
kind of,
But we were staying at the Soho House in Berlin, which had these beautiful, big, tall windows. So I remember practicing a lot and thinking, wow, lots of people can just see me with guns in the window. And I just felt...
They're calling the police.
Yeah.
There's a woman in the Soho House, and she's going to kill someone. I swear
She
to God.
keeps shooting at
I
the
swear to God,
television.
she's got multiple guns. She's leaving them there. Somebody's going to grab them. It's my horrible German. Thank you.
That's good.
Did you like the big sniper rifles and all that stuff too, though?
yeah, I like those. I mean, I like those from
Yeah.
Homeland. There's a slowness to it that I like. It's also those kind of arcade games that I always used to like. Is it Silent Scope? Is it called?
Yeah,
Remember
totally.
that one?
Yeah, absolutely. That was a
kind of-
great arcade game. It
yeah.
was like a different kind of game.
Yeah.
You actually got to look in the
And
scope.
it was
of the
like one over a minute rather
Yeah.
than just so. Yeah.
game. Yeah, we like guns.
We had a garrote as well. That was good.
Oh, like
Yeah.
one of those guys.
And one of the Turtles guys had to be garroted and kind of flip himself over his own head as if I'd done it. And he did it with such kind of speed and impetus that he knocked himself out on a thing. And then again, there's this outtake where he goes "Ka-dung," and this badass assassin guy's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you all right?"
Sorry, mate. I didn't realize that.
I didn't realize. Can we get a glass of water?
Who's got the next one? You raise it. If you
Raise
want-
them.
Yeah, if you have a question. Right down here.
Hi, I don't know how much you know of the games, but as you may know, Timmy Oliphant was in a remake of it, and it upset a lot of fans. What do you think sets this apart from, not being just another Hollywood remake?
No pressure.
Well, Rupert hasn't seen the
Either.
first one. It's not a sequel in any respect. It's a standalone film what we've made, so it wasn't necessary for you to see it. I don't think. I don't really know what to say. Maybe you can answer that, Hitman.
Yeah, I haven't seen either film, is the honest truth. Yes, I have. I played all the games and I didn't know anything else about it, so I took it all from that. So I hope it's at least the take of somebody who's got no idea about the first film. Whether it was good or bad, I don't know. I haven't seen it. But yeah. What are you looking for? Yeah. Oh no, we haven't messed around with the kind of the origin of the thing. We've kind of dropped in at an early point in his career, and it kind of goes its own derailed route from there. But we've certainly not reinvented who he is. That stayed the same. That would be the hope, yeah, that the character has stayed true to something that you understand. But we definitely also haven't, and I think this is interesting anyway, we haven't made a film of the game. It's not just Absolution put on the screen. It's a film from that world that hopefully expands it and enriches it so that if you enjoy that world, it's another thing to enjoy from that. Far back hat person.
I think that's actually her name. Far back
It
hat.
is. It's on my driver's license.
It's Polynesian.
It is very ethnic. So, Mr. Rupert Friend, you were in my most favorite chick flick, Young Victoria.
Right.
It's
Is
my
that
favorite.
a nerd film?
I don't know.
I mean,
it's great.
to me, nerdy just means passionate. So
Yeah.
if she's
Okay.
passionate about
It's a
that,
great
she's nerdy
show,
about
though.
that.
I really enjoyed it.
Great,
So my
thank you.
question for all of you is, what's your favorite chick flick?
All of you?
Everybody in the whole audience. No, everybody up there.
Because you did a really amazing gesture there.
I'm really excited.
All of
Starting
Anybody
front
that
left.
wants to share.
What's your favorite chick? Zach, what's your favorite?
Oh, is it starting with me?
Well, it was this motion.
Oh, what is my favorite chick flick? I don't know that it would be necessarily considered a chick flick, although I guess I would probably call it a chick flick, is A League of Their Own. I think A League of Their Own is just such, it's definitely a female-driven film. You get the feels. But it's a powerful female film, and it's also like legitimate American history. Like that happened, and I love history. I'm a big fan of history, American and global. And Tom Hanks is just so friggin' good in that movie. Madonna, Roseanne Barr, what was that? Gina Davis. Gina Davis. They cast the perfect woman to be her older double. Am I wrong? She looked exact, but you could tell they dubbed her voice. That wasn't her voice. That was Gina Davis's voice. I felt a little gypped on that. But yeah, I think A League of Their Own. If the kind of chick flicky, way, right? Rupert.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think chick flick is a little bit of a dubious term.
It can be sometimes.
Yeah.
But is there like a more female beloved or driven film that you relate to?
I think Pretty Woman's awesome.
Pretty Woman's great.
I think Julia Roberts is great, and you totally buy a lovable prostitute.
Yeah.
You totally buy it.
Yeah.
And the bit when she goes back and tells the snobby women in the shop to bite it.
Big mistake, she says.
Thank you. There it is. Big mistake. Yeah. That's like
You just head bobbled with that.
Yeah. I love those bits in films when we all just kind of go, yes,
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to do. So yeah, I'd go with that.
All right, Hannah.
Mean Girls.
All right.
Mean Girls. Did binge watch Sex and the City this weekend because it was a bank holiday. Yeah, but I think Mean Girls.
Was there a particular moment in Mean Girls that just like...
Oh, there were so many.
There's so many.
I mean, there are too many. So fetch.
It's not gonna happen.
I don't know. They're like cosplaying Mean Girls right now. They're not cosplaying. They're like role playing. That's fantastic.
So good.
Next question, please. There's a hand back there. I think you want to pick on that.
Hi, I was just wondering, question for both of you. If you could name some of your favorite bands, like to listen to music.
You're actually really good on this.
Am I?
Yeah, you always gave me good things to listen to.
Well, what am I listening to at the moment?
Leon Bridges, you told me is good.
Told Leon Bridges at the moment is good. Yeah. I've just, Wolf Alice. I've just started listening to Wolf Alice. That's good. What else? You like Hosier, don't you?
I did like his voice,
You
yeah.
did?
Yeah,
Pass.
some of the songs have gotten a bit like...
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Sorry.
No, I love it.
We did talk about music quite
I just
a lot.
love that there's like a shorthand between you where you're like, yeah, some of his, and you're like, yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like none of us have any idea what the hell you're talking about.
We
But
don't
you
need
do, and
words,
that's fine.
just, yeah.
And what about you, Robert?
Sometimes I think woefully out of touch. They have to tell me who's kind of... I like Led Zeppelin. I like,
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm pretty don't know who's... I couldn't tell you one band in the top 10, 20, 50, 100.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
Any of them. I've never heard of any of them.
Well, what about like classic music, like Led Zeppelin? What are some other stuff?
Yeah, so Led Zeppelin and the whole of like Motown, I really dig. Like
Really?
all of soul, Wilson Pickett, Aretha Franklin.
Otis
that whole
Redding.
period, really. Oh yeah, completely. I really love a great voice. Hence the Hosier thing. Although the songs are sometimes, as we sing, but the voices, when the voice is good, I'm sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Anybody listen to Tovlo, by the way? Any Tovlo fan? I think she's great. Because if you're talking body, you got... No, I'm sorry. Next question. Over there. You're green.
Hello. Yes, I'm Gamora.
It's not that easy being green.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Thank you. Well, since you were talking about music, I think this is a good question. What would be your go-to good karaoke song? All three of you.
I can't sing, so I just wouldn't. But
Have you never karaoke'd?
Honestly, I'd mime.
You might.
No, my sister's a professional singer, so I think I've sort of been scarred. I can't do it. Jessie Ware? I don't know if you know her. No, everyone's like, what?
No, there's some people in the back, you know.
But I'd mime something like... I'd probably do a Kylie Minogue because I was a big fan when I was about, Eat. Especially for you. Maybe she was only big in England. I don't know, because no one's really responded.
No, she made it out here.
Yeah? Put your hands on your heart. Yeah. Do something like that. What about you?
Yeah, I've never done karaoke.
You haven't lived, Rupert.
I heard a big kind of collective
Yeah.
pitiful sound.
Everyone's just been silent.
Oh,
Yeah.
shame.
What's that? Oh, thank you. Maybe if and when I do it one day, never, then what I'll probably do is Rosanna by Toto.
Oh, yeah.
That would be
Solid. Solid.
It just makes you, even
Yeah.
it makes me think about wanting to do it.
Yeah. Wait, was that a question for all three? Am I asking this question? Oh, that's right. That's right. I am the de facto Zach on this panel. That's right. I get to involve myself. I actually really like karaokeing. What songs do I like to do? I don't know. I feel like karaoke is this weird. It's like an art and a science together, because you can't. You kind of want to. You have to kind of like figure out like what is everybody in the mood for right now. You want to pick a song that everybody that you're karaokeing with is gonna like want to sing along with and be into. Because if you're just like, I want to pick that song that I crush but that nobody else knows, then you're just like the guy in the corner like, yeah, and everyone's, oh yeah, that's great. Zach's doing his thing again. That's fantastic. But you also can't get like too cliche because you start doing like Sweet Caroline and everybody's like, come on, I've heard it already. I don't know. I like Elton John a lot. I like doing like Your Song. I like that. I think that's a great song. I think Rocket Man's a fun one. I like that. No, stop it. You stop it, see? I don't know. I tend to sing more classic stuff. I don't really sing a lot of like, oh no, that's not true. I have been doing a lot of Bruno Mars Uptown Funk. I have been doing that. Because it's fun and people like it and you dance. That's what happens. So yeah, that would be my deal. If I could sing Taylor Swift, I'd probably sing some T Swift. Because I love me some T Swift. Okay. Next question. Back here, right back there, on the left. Yep.
Hi. I know you guys shot in Singapore, and I'm from there. So my question is, what did you like about shooting there, and what did you like about shooting everywhere else that you shot? I say the word shot a lot, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, it's appropriate. My favorite thing about Singapore was the street food. Have you ever been there?
I've never been. I've always wanted to go. I've heard it's an incredible city. And very clean, right?
Super clean, and they've taken all of the local street food vendors and given them a clean place to serve it, clean water, regulations, everything, so that it's still, cheap and amazing, but it's not going to send you to the local hospital. And it's, right? The food is incredible. It's so well every day in Singapore. So for me, it was that. There's a little India, because it's such a melting pot of different cultures. You can eat from Malaysia, from India.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Hannah?
Well, God, I found this amazing jerky. I really like jerky. And there was lobster jerky. I remember sort of eating a lot of that and never finding it anywhere else ever again. So yeah, the food was really, really good. We did do well with that. What else? One thing I found quite hard is it's so humid there. It's sort of, I've never been to somewhere so humid, but everyone was really nice and polite, and it was just a really lovely place to film, and it's beautiful in its own way, really stunning.
Any highlights from other places that you guys shot? Like Berlin or?
Love Berlin. I'd live there in a heartbeat.
Really?
You're living there at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, we're shooting Homeland there at the moment.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So it's kind of revisiting old tramping grounds, really. But, with Homeland and with this, for me anyway, there's a lot of kind of public toilets, under bridges, car parks, It's that sort of world. It's kind of sort of Sunday morning, 3 a.m., dingy, sort of smells of piss. That's where I would do most of my paid work. It's not glamorous.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, It's not beaches. It's not kind of like aloha at all. It's pretty dingy.
I've heard that there's been a pretty massive like artistic renaissance in Berlin. Like there's a lot of like really cool young movement artists and stuff that's going on there. Did you find that?
Yeah, I think it's much cheaper to live there for young artists. So yeah, it's really exciting. There's something which feels just not quite done up yet, like lots of other great cities, and it's cool. We found some good places. It's fun. It's exciting.
Nice. The next question. She almost put it right in your hand.
She
Literally,
did,
you were
yeah.
holding it, and it was almost there.
It was a Hail Mary. This is for all of you. Zach, de facto Zach, you don't have to answer this if you don't want, because you kind of...
That's okay. Watch me. Watch me go.
You mentioned on Twitter your little fan moment with Bill Shatner, so you're excused if you don't want.
Okay.
But what actor would you, professionally or as a fan, would love to work with? I mean, walk out on set and there's this actor and you would just be gobsmacked. Who would that be?
For me, it would be Daniel Day-Lewis. And, you know, I wouldn't walk out on set and see him. I'd see, you know, whoever it was he was playing, you know, because he does do that. So that would be a dream for me, because a bit like, you know, all of these lovely people in costume, it would be the complete immersion, so that you actually... One of the most exciting things for me about being in film is when you first step out onto the set, and if it's not a green screen, if it's real, that there is 17th century London with 4 foot of horse shit and, you know, all that. Or there is, you know, the moon, if that's what you're doing. And that moment is very magical. And if all of the actors were in the same kind of frame of mind, you could effectively conduct a sort of virtual role play immersion experience, which I think is what maybe he does. But that would be thrilling for me.
God, there are so many that I'd like to work with. I think Anthony Hopkins. We'll use another, you know, completely obvious one, but I'd love to work with him. Just love to. I've heard he's sort of the opposite of Daniel Day-Lewis in the sense that if he's about to do a very emotional scene or quite serious scene, he's kind of laughing and joking with the crew just before he's going to do it, just to keep the kind of juices flowing and keep himself feeling alive. And I think that's a really interesting way of working too.
I would say Meryl Streep. I would like to work with Meryl Streep. I think, and I've actually heard she's kind of like Anthony Hopkins in that regard too. She'll be very Meryl, and then it's just, and then she's in that character, which shocks me because I don't know how. I do think you know, actually I think it would be kind of a toss up between Daniel Day-Lewis and Meryl Streep for like, wow, there's so many talented actors. I think. Meryl Streep. I just can't. There's not one film that I watch her in where I go, oh, you've done the same thing again. It's very hard to find her doing the same thing again. There's similarities, but every time she just like fully just embodies, and she finds all these little, I don't know. You never feel her pushing it. You never feel like she's like acting. You just always feel like she's literally living and breathing like Daniel Day-Lewis. I mean, There Will Be Blood, My Left Foot. I mean, the resume goes on, but it's so immersive. You just feel, and if it's shot well and it's directed right, and the other actors, I'm with you. I would love it if you could find a collective of actors that all like. It would be really weird, by the way. It'd be super weird. The crew would all be going like, these guys are fucking nuts. They're nuts. But if you could find a collective of actors that literally dedicated to it. I mean, Daniel Day-Lewis, in some of his films that he's done that are like period pieces, he's like built his own home. Like when he was like, living on the prairie kind of stuff. Like he built his own home. He like disappeared to Italy for 2 years, was a cobbler. Ate a lot of cobbler as well, I hear.
But bizarrely did then not do a film about an
and then
Italian
didn't
cobbler.
do a movie. Didn't do a movie about making shoes.
Just wanted to.
But I guess sometimes, you just got to get out of it.
You got to make shoes.
Yeah, you just got to go make shoes, man. So yeah, I think I agree. I think that'd be pretty amazing if you could find enough people that just fully dedicated to it. But then where does that line Because like, what if somebody actually like really gets hurt?
I was just thinking the same thing. So you're doing some old-fashioned thing, and like you really do bust yourself up, and you're like, "Can we drop it for a second? So I can get a band-aid." And, you know, they
I
haven't
don't
been
know what
invented
a
yet.
Band-Aid is, my man.
Suck it up. Spit on it.
Yeah. Next, Sam Rockwell, by the way. I do also think Sam Rockwell's awesome. Of our kind of like current generation. Next question. Oh. Yeah.
Sorry. Well, how you guys were talking about like your actors and how they kind of emerge into characters, is that how you guys feel about when you guys played your characters, or a character in a movie that you were in?
Well, it's difficult to say, you see, because I've played a couple of people who kill people for a living. And there's some things you can immerse yourself in. So, yeah, it's a tricky one. You know, I always think that when people are kind of the flip side of the kind of love of this immersion thing is if you have to play someone who does something a little bit wrong like that.
A little bit wrong?
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know how would Daniel Day-Lewis do that? There's a question for you all. Would there be just this kind of
He's just not allowed.
and he's like, now I know.
I think he's at that caliber of acting that like Obama would like pardon him and be like, I'm just gonna let you kill a few people because you're that good.
But let
you're
me ask
that
you,
good.
Let me ask you if the part was a big part, co-starring opposite Daniel Day-Lewis, and they want to see you for it, and it's the guy he kills. And then you're like, this is Daniel Day-Lewis, he'll have to kill me. That's okay.
Swan song.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
What a way to go.
Swan song.
Yeah.
Hannah, have you ever immersed yourself or felt like there was a role that you played that just like enveloped you like that?
It enveloped me in the sense that I thought I was the character. No, not because I think I think that's
crazy.
I think he's amazing, but he's his own entity, and I think there's a level of sanity that one must keep at all times. But yeah, you do immerse yourself in lots of different ways. But I don't walk around pretending I'm the character all day and night. It'd be a nightmare to live with. So, yeah, but I mean, you just find different ways and psychologically getting there. And both our roles in 47 was so physical, that really helped. And that was so much part of it and part of what we were doing in the journey we were going on. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Who's next? Oh, wow. Oh, I think there's one in the back there. I see you in the darkness, hiding.
Hi again. Following on to that, have you guys ever like been working with someone where maybe you hadn't ever met that actor before, and they just blew you away and surprised you with how good they were, even though you'd never heard of them?
So an actor that I didn't know of, and then
Yeah, that you were working with, things like that. You know, you get cast in new things and you sort of don't know who everyone is. You haven't met them possibly before, and they just sort of surprise the heck out of you.
yeah, I think that when you're acting, there are certain moments, and if it's if it's slightly unexpected, or I'm always really impressed by that. That they sort of, you know, it's from a very kind of spontaneous way, and I didn't see it coming like that. I think that's good, but I can't think of a specific actor. Most actors I've worked with so far are far more established and famous than I am, so I'm just generally starstruck at all times.
I remember when I did a film called Starred Up, which I don't know if it came to America particularly,
Brilliant.
but this prison film, and it has two actors in who now probably you would know very well, but I didn't know that well. Jack O'Connell, who then did Unbroken and is phenomenal, you know, and a dear friend of mine now, and I had no idea that if you haven't seen this film, I urge you just for his performance to see it. But to see it come out of this young man in a way that was very surprising, because we shot the whole film in one location, which was a prison, so there's no kind of respite. And without, you know, typically when you're making a film after you've done a take, in rushes makeup and hair and script supervisors and costume and a clapper person and all of that. And on this one, the director didn't want any of that. So we just rolled and we just kept going and going and going and making it up. And it's a very violent film. And so Jack O'Connell really blew me away. And in the same film, Ben Mendelsohn, who's in Bloodline, you know that guy?
He's so damn good.
Yeah, he's, and one of those people.
You see Animal Kingdom?
Yes, the Australian movie.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh my God.
The new thing he's done, Bloodline. Have you
Yeah.
seen
Oh
it?
yeah. Absolutely.
He's so like on the edge of danger the whole time. It's great. But in real life, he's like that. You know, he'll just fucking explode. Pardon me, sorry. Just explode if he.
You can say fuck here if you want to.
Okay, right. Okay, good. But he will. He just, you know, if he couldn't find a moment, the way that he kind of got out of his own head was he sort of literally exploded to do it, and it was like working with an insane person. But wonderful. I loved it.
Hi, Jack.
Hi. 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 I can't see you.
She's because she's short.
Oh, hi.
It's my little sister.
Oh, hi, little sister.
And she just wants to welcome you to the Heroes family and let you know that back in the original series of Heroes, she won one of the San Diego Comic-Con cars that they gave away.
They gave away a car?
They gave away 4 cars.
They gave away 4 cars?
And she's one of the winners.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I introduced her to Tim Kring last year, so it's like, when I told her that Heroes was coming back, she was like, over the moon.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for welcoming me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too. I love you too. I wish I could give you a car. I don't have any. I'll find you a Hot Wheels or a Micro Machine. Do they still make those? It's really I'm really honored to be a part of the Heroes family. I feel like I have even more right to be the de facto Zach in that regard, actually. So there you go. No, it's cool. It's really cool. And I got to watch. I did this show called Chuck that was on NBC the same time the Heroes was on NBC, and so we all kind of knew each other. And I was always watching Heroes and going, man, like Chuck was really fun because I had like these funny little abilities and stuff. I knew kung fu, but like they all get to fly and shit, and I was like, I want to fly. I want to teleport and time travel and read people's minds. Actually, I have thought about that. I don't think mind reading would be. I think that's kind of a curse, right? Because how boring would conversations be? You're just talking to somebody and like, I know what you're gonna say. 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 Yeah, we'll leave at 5 in my car from that place. Great, fantastic. You're so boring. That's what it would feel like. Unless you could like really turn it on and off. You know, if you could really make sure you could turn it off, then that'd be cool. Because then if you were like in law enforcement, then you could turn it on and be like, I know you're lying to me, you son of a bitch. Because that's what you would say to a criminal when you're interrogating them with mind powers. That's a long way of saying thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. We've got time for a few more questions. Oh, I think right
Lady
there.
at the back was also.
Oh, lady in the back first.
With the flowers.
Well, hello, Blondie.
Hello, Flynn.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
All right.
Rapunzel,
Yes.
who I may or may not be romantically involved with in an animated setting.
And in a TV show.
And in a TV, that's correct. What is your question, Blondie?
My question is if any of you what is your ideal cosplay? If you wanted to, or if you were forced to cosplay, if that's not your thing, what is a cosplay that you would do no matter what? A cosplay is a costume like I'm wearing.
It's costume play. Yeah, that was priceless.
I know you're actors, but, you know.
Yeah, cosplay is literally what she's doing right now, what so many awesome people come and do at Comic-Con, which is the characters that you love from either comics or video games or movies or whatever, you literally, like, painstakingly will make these incredibly elaborate costumes, and you go rock that shit for 4 days. And it gets stanky. What, is there a character that you'd love to just like dress up as? Like fully just like dress up as?
Yeah, definitely Panthro from Thundercats.
From Thundercats.
Be all blue. Oh, yeah.
You could have done that with your bald head.
Could have done it bald head, all blue, and then he had a sort of chain, I think, that he whipped.
Yeah.
So I'd get a real one of those.
Yeah. I think
like
he also
Daniel Day-Lewis.
totally immersed.
Yeah.
I think he had a barcode too.
Yes, and he had the power of at least 10 panthers. So I'd be him.
Solid choice. Hannah?
I'm too short, but I'd really like to play Batman. But I think I'd get assigned to
Yeah.
Robin. They'd be good. And no one could tell I was a girl because he's got the whole mask thing going on. I'd have to just make my whole lower jawline a bit more chiseled and thin-lipped and be all right.
And talk like this all the time.
Might get hot in San Diego. I think it'd be good.
Yeah, it's like jogging in a sweatsuit.
What?
It's like jogging in a sweatsuit. It's like, you know, it's like a good workout having that.
It would be. Or I'd be like, fuck it, let's just be Catwoman or something. I just swore for you so you didn't feel so bad.
Thank you.
That was intentional.
Took one for the team.
Yeah.
That was good. I don't know who I would. I think probably Deadpool. I just think, but there's so many. Yeah. But there's so many Deadpool cosplayers that are so great, and I would constantly feel like, oh, theirs is better than mine. That's what I feel like. I just think he's the coolest. Like, he's been my favorite character in Marvel for so long. He can teleport. I want to do that. But he just looks so awesome. Like, Rob Liefeld just like made this awesome character with like double katana blades, and like Rob would do like literally little packs everywhere, like on his ankles and his thing. And they're all grenades. I don't know, what are they? They're meals he has. I don't know what he has. Even comic book characters get hungry. Some lobster jerky perhaps he has in like one of his pouches.
Maybe.
He spent a lot of time in Singapore. I think that'd be cool. I don't know. There's so many great characters, right? I mean, to me, honestly, like I've never really been into cosplay, but it's partly because I don't. It takes a dedication, and like you really want to spend time and make it great. And even at Halloween, I don't. And this might sound blasphemy, but like I rarely dress up for Halloween because I always feel. I just always feel like I go to a Halloween party and I'm like, oh God, I should have gone as that guy. That was a great idea. Ugh. And I'm not, like I'm competitive, but I'm not like I shouldn't be that competitive. But I am still. I don't know. It's not good. It's not healthy. So I try to just absolve myself from the situation. So there you go. That's that. That's that. I will say though, I think it was really awesome. Like a couple years ago, Bryan Cranston came to Comic-Con, and he found a company that made a mask that looked exactly like his face from Breaking Bad, and it was the most genius move because what he did was he basically was himself. He dressed up as himself from Breaking Bad, had a mask that was his face, and walked around, but nobody knew it was him. And I was like, "You're a genius."
Good.
And he could just walk around and do whatever he wanted. And then all of a sudden, he gets onto the Breaking Bad panel and he takes it off and he's like, "You son of a bitch. You got us all." That'd be kind of fun. Just to cosplay as yourself, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, you got a question right down here? Wait for the microphone there.
Yeah, so you guys must obviously spend a lot of time on set. Do you ever get homesick at all?
For New York?
Oh, well, for England, for Hannah and...
I don't live in England. I just.
But neither of us lived there.
Oh, you don't live at all?
No.
Oh, right.
Yeah, New York and LA.
Oh, sorry, poor question.
No, it's all right.
it's.
Do you even living in New York and LA? Do you miss home? Do you get back home often, or to London?
I used to live in New York. I really miss New York, and I actually was really happy to be in Berlin because I just felt closer to home. And I was in Europe. I just felt a bit safer. I don't know why. I just felt a bit more normal.
Have you come all the way from England?
Yeah.
Do you live here?
No. I travel out to Porky.
But you're homesick.
I'm not homesick.
Oh right.
Yeah, if you were homesick already, that would be a bit like you got here and you're like, oh God.
I come up for 2 weeks.
You've traveled out from England 4 years in a row for Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Well
This is your first time at Nerd HQ?
Well, I came in my first year, but it was just stood at the back, so I sold tickets.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for coming back.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome, and I hope you don't feel homesick too soon. Stick it out, man. So it's so nearly over.
It's nearly
A couple more days, and then it's back to the tea and the beer.
Just a lot of sleep deprivation.
Yeah, exactly. I know that one.
We got time for one, maybe two more. You want to pick? You got some options.
This lady in the middle.
Passing the mic.
Hi.
Hey.
I was wondering, what do you find are the challenges of playing an adapted character as opposed to an original character? Is it more pressure? Is it more freeing because the origins there, people know, things like that?
I found the really cool thing about I'd never done anyone from a world that had already been created, but because I'd never seen the first film, I'd never considered it as being played. So reading into it and realizing, as a not dyed-in-the-wool gamer, the world that the gamers had, the game designers had made, was every bit as rich as the world of a novel or a film or a newspaper story or any other source material for a film. So for me, it was great. It was all there. It was as if the thing had been painted and you just had to sort of step into it. And I've played people who, you know, actually existed, like Prince Albert, or people who are completely made up, like Peter Quinn. And with this guy, it felt like there was a huge supportive network of people who had created an infrastructure, which I found kind of comforting in a funny sort of way.
Hannah?
Well, my character's not in. It's a complete creation of the film, so I was quite liberated in that respect. That I didn't worry about being true to this already, you know, established character. So, and a part of Katia, that's my character's name's journey, is sort of becoming embroiled in Agent 47's world and his latest target. And so it was kind of interesting. I was learning on the job, and that very much informed my performance. But it was exciting. I really enjoyed it.
We got time for one more. Oh. Your hand shot up so fast, and your face was, oh. Can it be this lady right here? I'll go ahead and pick you. Yes, you're so enthusiastic. If we get through it quickly, we can get one more.
I was just wondering, is there anything that, since you guys are probably really busy, is there anything that you guys like to do in your spare time that you just do?
I like to, because I think as an actor, you're a bit of a nomad. And so when you were talking about homesickness, you kind of constantly want to make something your home. So when I get back to my home, like my sort of semi-permanent home, I'm obsessed with sort of knocking down a wall or doing some massive DIY job. I know DIY doesn't translate in America, does it? Do it yourself. Was it, what would you say instead?
DIY.
Oh, well, sometimes I say it, people go, what?
That's because they don't do a lot themselves.
So I get weirdly excited about that, like putting doorknobs on that need fixing. I repainted a door yesterday and then walked on my door, and I've got white paint throughout the house, so that's what I have to come back to, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. If you always transient and moving in hotels or whatever, sounds very glamorous, and in some respects, I suppose it is. But what you miss is things like that. It's making things with your hands that you know they're sort of yours and not fleeting. So I would agree with Hannah.
Video games. I like seeing it, the nomadic, transient kind of thing. I like coming home and seeing my friends and having game nights, and you know, we'll play. You guys ever heard of running charades? Fantastic. It is awesome if you've never played it. There's also a game called Mafia that we play. We all sit around in a circle. Mafia people? Yeah. You Mafia. So like that stuff, I don't know. I'm a extrovert. Surprise. And so I like people. I like being around people. You know, occasionally I need to be like, I need my downtime. But yeah. And then I'll play some Destiny for an hour or 7 with some friends of mine. I don't know, that kind of stuff. But I like being productive too. I'm not so much like of a hands-on, like put a doorknob on. I wish I was. I'm gonna roll my sleeves up and saw something. Just to saw it. But I like being productive in the sense that I want to create more, you know, like even like HQ or like Nerd Machine stuff or making content or our own stuff that I get to drive more and, you know. But I'm also very lazy, so that makes it very difficult. So before we go, we have a clip. Would everybody like to see a clip? Yay! Let's go ahead and roll that clip. That was badass. I think you killed 100 people just in the trailer. Guys, let's give it up for Hannah Ware and Rupert Friend. Thank you so much.